leaking none. You bragging on pants, I make for fun. I see no biggie. Honestly, I see no biggie. Pay the heavy on pretty. You mad while I'm getting busy. Country girl running your city. Attitude bad on Sadidi. He only 2 times from the he out like a light, call him Ricky. And honestly, it ain't no cap in it. These no ain't no cap in it. I like with a stack in it. I'm bad it. Stop it, cause it ain't no acting it. I see no biggie. Honestly, I see no biggie. Pay the heavy on pretty. Leaving my mark like a I see no biggie. I ain't keeping up with what you saying on the internet. I ain't keeping up with the news. When I get that daily paper, stop playing on me. Pap.
It's that hate, boy.
Yeah, my day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we eat it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Tonight, we wrap up the first 13 weeks of the season with a good Monday nighter between the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. Throwing first play is Lance. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Throwing is Lance on third down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Off the play fake. Porter. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention that they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
But as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Throwing on first down. Porter. Touchdown, Browns. DJ Moore. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. York now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14, Lions nothing.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
And the Lions first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 39-yard line. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Lance now on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off.
Well, partners, the first quarter too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
After the sack on first down, Lance. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Throwing now is Lance. Able to connect with Dotson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
Ready? On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So that's going to move them half the distance.
First of all, you can't jump in this situation, but think about your play calling now. Could easily change what you want to do and maybe make things a little bit easier.
Lance now on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Ready, set.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well. Back to throw. Porter. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Porter. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. Well, this defense for the Lions, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while, because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good, and then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much, because as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one.
I think that's a good way to look at it, a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, You want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here. A long way to go. Off-play action. Corner. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be their final play. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Porter. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Finding space at the 40. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 58 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The Lions at 6-5 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They get the home crowd behind them. I think it's going to be tough to beat in this one.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. The Lance going to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage. And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. Off-tackle run here for Nick Chubb. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Chase Young in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. To throw on second down. Porter. Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield with man coverage and make a grab quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Looking to throw. Porter. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. They find some open field here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Browns take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The 71 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
To throw, it's Lance. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, that big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They They run again on first down. Chubb. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Lance looking to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And Lance now to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find him.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with career touchdown number 162, tying him with LaDainian Tomlinson for third place all time. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he stopped immediately there. Jalen Armour-Davis, the one to get the tackle.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Lance. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Now a play fake. Lance rolling to his right. He's got this complete to Williams. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 78 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Lance. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Lance, and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Joey Bosa, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Porter trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on. Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just... This is caught inside the 15. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. 51 yards. And the Lions are able to claw one back.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play. Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Chubb will get the call, running left. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play. Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Porter. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football. He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out. On 3rd down, Porter. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Looking to throw, Porter. This one finds Wilson downfield. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one. Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit, but as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They're calling a loss of a yard there. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for the loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with career touchdown number 163. That moves him past LT and into 3rd place all time. And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. The York on now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Browns 49, Lions 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball. He's got a man complete. Touchdown. Jahan Dotson, 75 yards. And the Lions get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. On 1st and 10, Porter. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Porter. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. Into the hands of Williams across the formation. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13. From the gun, it's Lance. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. 85 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Lance looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line. Because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. I think here the score dictates you pretty much got to go for it.
But when you look at the scoreboard and you realize that 3 doesn't do you a whole lot of good in this situation, you're exactly right. Dial up one of your better plays and get after it. Forget the field goal kicker. He doesn't matter.
Ready. 38. Check pitch.
They'll try and run for it. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And that is going to be a safety. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Pulled in at the 24.
Okay, break.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Patterson now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Browns were able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Second down, here's Chubb again. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett, his second sack of the night.
It's now third down.
On third and long, it's Lance. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Throwing on first down is Lance. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Browns are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best. But these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles. And a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Now Chubb running right. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
A gain of 30. First down, Browns.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Throwing now is Lance. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for Cleveland, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll have another road date next week with the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.
You gotta choose. You like the